two teams in the thick of the AFC South race are ready to kick off Week 3. And there is Marcus Mariota walking in the building today. 5-2 against these Jags as Tennessee goes for their 5th straight win over Jacksonville tonight.
Week 3 begins with the AFC South up for grabs and rivals fighting to rise in the division ranks. A rookie set to stake his claim and a Heisman winner still trying to prove he's a franchise quarterback.
Touchdown! Mariota gunned it!
I got the green light, and I'm on my way now, and I'm making waves now. Ready or not, here I go!
Plus, a primetime sit-down with one of the game's best shutdown corners.
I'm going to tell you where it started. It started at Florida State.
As Week 3 begins on NFL GameDay Kickoff, presented by KFC.
Watch out now, here I come.
Intercepted, yes! That's really good football.
Here I go.
He's hit, he's sacked. What a job.
Here I come. Get out, go, get out. Watch out now, here I come.
Welcome to NFL GameDay Kickoff, presented by KFC.
Jags and Titans on NFL Network. Listen, it's a tradition unlike any other. We got fans out here packed at the slab here in the shadow of TIAA Bank Field. And what a day, what a show we have for you guys. You know what? It's sunny a little bit, and then it's also raining at the same time. We got some wind, we got the elements. That means it's football right now, everybody. It's Florida, too. That's right. And that down there on the end is Michael Irvin. We got Steve Smith over here to my right. I'm Colleen Wolfe and the mayor. The man who built this stadium by hand. You can hear them right now. MJD.
This is my second home. I hope you guys had a good time while you've been here.
Yes.
Appreciate the hospitality, buddy.
That's all it's all about.
We're getting tears of happiness from above rain down on us right now. Look, no lightning this week, fingers crossed, but there is a dark cloud hanging over the Jags and Jalen Ramsey right now because Jalen Ramsey, he's requested a trade, okay? And earlier today, Jaguars owner Shad Khan joined Andrew Siciliano on TNF First Look to discuss Ramsey's future.
Radio, turn that thing.
What's your reaction to one of your franchise players, a guy whose face is on a banner outside the stadium here, asking to be traded?
Well, this is a team sport. And I think, I am very sensitive to individual needs, but, we have to do the right thing for the team.
So the right thing for the team, you would think, is to keep the best defensive player in the house. Now, Steve, 2 years ago, this was a team that was in the AFC Championship game. They were rolling. So why did the relationship between the Jags and Jalen Ramsey break down to this point right now?
Well, when you look at everything that's going on, you look at why and how, and understand Jalen Ramsey is a superstar. He's a shutdown corner. He is a guy that makes you better. But here's the only problem that I have, though. You don't know what's going on behind closed doors. And we're talking about some things that I think we need to be careful about is we're not in that room. But you can tell me how bad the fruit is of the tree, but you need to start looking at the roots before we start saying how bad the fruit is, because the fruit doesn't get bad because it wants to.
Right.
There are some fundamental things happening in this organization that we have not seen. And the guy who's supposed to bring all the calmness to this team, Tom Coughlin, has been extremely quiet. And my question is, why?
So it's the direction of the front office right now is a concern.
And honestly, when you're trying to change a perennial loser into doing a lot of winning, sometimes attitudes do get ruffled. And sometimes great players, like the Jalen Ramsey who wants to win, you get into situations. This kid is different, guys. Now, we're living in an era where shutdown corners get shut down by their own team. Last year against the Saints, the Washington Redskins shut down Josh Norman. Last Monday, the New York Jets shut down Tremaine Johnson. I played against shutdown corners. The Darryl Greens, the Deion Sanders, the Aeneas Williams, the Rod Wilsons, all of them have gold jackets. I had to go through gold jackets to get my gold rings. They were real shutdown corners. This dude here, for the Jacksonville Jaguars, this is a real shutdown corner. And you do not let this dude walk out the building no kind of way. You fix whatever the problem is, and you keep him in the building.
Yeah, and he's the face of the franchise as well. He's the personality of this team, the heartbeat of this team. And MJD, the crowd really wants to hear from you because they continue to chant your name. Will the Jags trade Ramsey?
I really don't know if they will. I know they're taking on calls. If I'm the GM, if I'm running this organization, you're not going anywhere. We're going to sit down like adults and figure this thing out. Because this young man here, like Irv said, is a shutdown corner. 6'1", 200 pounds, and can run with anyone. Doesn't grow on trees anymore. And like the Pittsburgh Steelers found out this year, and now the Miami Dolphins, you can't win without superstars in this league. You have to have superstars. Jalen Ramsey is one of them. They need to figure it out and get ready to go.
Yeah, he's expected to play tonight, and if he does play, you're risking injury if you're the Jags, if you are going to trade him, but if you aren't, you're risking going 0-3, which is a bad situation either way. Now, of course, the one guy who is trying to avoid going 0-3 with the Jaguars is the quarterback, one of many on this team, one of many players on this team, Gardner Minshew, okay? And for so long, this team was a quarterback away from getting anywhere, and they thought they had a guy in Nick Foles, but now he's out. So in steps Gardner Minshew, and who is that exactly? Well, we'll let him tell you himself.
I'm from Brandon, Mississippi. I like to do a little bit of everything. I like to cook, a little bit of carpentry, woodworking type stuff.
The Pac-12 Offensive Player of the Year, 6th round draft pick, and he's thrown into the fire.
I've always been counted out. Didn't have any scholarships out of high school. I had one scholarship at a junior college, and now I'm right here with the best of the best. And I think I'm going to be the last one standing when it's all said and done.
First NFL touchdown for the 24-year-old rookie, Gardner Minshew.
Football is what I'm good at, so I'm going to try to be the best in football.
Minshew lofts one up, touchdown!
The mustache has many nicknames. It's the Mississippi mustache. I get called Uncle Rico a good bit. You look up in the stands, you see 80-year-old women out there rocking mustaches and headbands. It's surreal.
Gardner definitely took the scenic route to Jacksonville, playing at 3 different schools in his first 3 years. He planned on going to Alabama to learn from the coaches there, Nick Saban, while he backed up Tua and Jalen Hurts. But then Mike Leach came calling and was like, yo, do you want to come to Washington State and lead the nation in passing? So that's exactly what he did. And now he's kicking it by the water here in Florida, just like Andrew Siciliano and Joe Thomas. Hey, did you guys bring your suits? Because it looks like perfect weather to be by the pool right now.
Colleen, we might change into suits later. Right now, we're just 2 dudes in regular suits with some of our friends at the pool. You gonna jump in later?
I was thinking about it. I'm getting a little warm here, so I think we might need to cool off.
Okay, if you do it, then I'll do it. Gardner Minshew is a guy that was going to be at GA a couple of years ago. Now he's here, trying to lead a team to the playoffs. Until Nick Foles gets back, Joe, how does he keep him in contention?
Well, I don't think he has to do anything differently than what he's been doing in the first couple weeks of the season. The offensive coordinator has done a nice job giving him throws where he can complete the ball and keep the chains moving. And he's a very accurate passer. He's completing almost 75% of his throws right now. So let's call it the Russell Wilson Rookie Success Program Part 2. Get out of the pocket. After you complete those easy passes, get out of the pocket. Give yourself an opportunity to buy time, let those receivers get open, and throw the football, make completions, move the chains.
And he has a fantastic mustache as well. He is all about the style. You guys love your Gardner Minshew, do you not? Maybe we get him up here in the pool, Colleen, if he can get a win tonight for the Jaguars.
Wouldn't that be awesome? Yeah, we have a couple guys out here in the fans section dressed as Minshew. It's amazing. There's Leonard Fournette walking in right now. The Jags have yet to score a rushing touchdown. Maybe it happens tonight.
GameDay Kickoff is presented by KFC. For a limited time, enjoy free chocolate cake with the purchase of any 10-piece meal. It's finger-licking good.
Colonel, what are you doing?
Try my free chocolate cake with 10-piece meal.
But I want to pay for it.
But it's free, Coach.
But I want to pay for it.
but it's free. My whole life, I have paid for chocolate cake.
Get a free chocolate cake with a 10-piece meal at KFC.
And there is Nick Foles coming into the building. Of course, the quarterback is on the shelf with a broken collarbone. He is eligible, though, to be back week 11 for these Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, another quarterback who will be starting this week, Daniel Jones. And after an 0-2 start, the Giants decided it's time to see what they've got in Daniel Jones, replacing the established Super Bowl champion quarterback, Eli Manning, with the young guy. So Kurt Warner knows a little something about this whole situation. 15 years ago, Kurt, we're bringing it up again. Can you believe it? So look, did the Giants make this move too soon? Is it too early to bench Eli in the season, or should they have even started Eli to begin with?
Well, Colleen, I think that's probably the more appropriate question is, should they have started him at all if they were going to make this change at this point? We knew coming into the season that the cupboard was bare, that OBJ was gone. They were having issues at wide receiver. Defensively, they didn't have a lot of pieces there. And so you throw Eli into a situation where you say it's going to be hard for you to succeed anyways. You're going to have to carry this team, which is something that you haven't necessarily done your entire career. You're going to have to play at a different level. I thought Eli was one of the few guys playing at a winning level for this football team, yet still 2 games in, you pull him out and put in Daniel Jones. So really didn't like the nature of how they did it. And as you said, probably would have been better just to go, hey, we're going with Daniel Jones because we don't really have a chance to succeed as a team this year.
Right, so now they're obviously moving forward with Daniel Jones. So how is this even going to change the offense with him under center with all the other issues they have?
Yeah, I think that's the other question is, you know, you bring in Daniel Jones and you look at him as a player, and I say to myself, well, he's kind of a clone of Eli Manning, is that he's going to play the game the same way. He's going to play in the pocket. He's going to play with his mind first. They're going to ask him to make play after play, throwing the football down the field. Yes, he's more of an athlete than Eli Manning is, but I don't believe you're changing this offense around his athleticism. He doesn't have that kind of transcendent talent like a Lamar Jackson where you change what you do. So I think everything's going to look the same, and they're going to have to count on those guys on the outside to make plays for them, make plays for Daniel Jones when they weren't making that many plays for Eli Manning. I think it's going to be more of the same. They're going to play the same way. I guess they're just hoping that maybe there's a little bit of a spark as you bring in the young guy and it galvanizes some of the other players to play better, but I don't think the offense is going to look that much different.
Yeah, hey, maybe that'll help the defense as well, because we know that they have some problems there on that side of the ball. Kurt, thank you so much. So it will be Danny Dimes there in New York. The Giants, just one of several teams dealing with quarterback turnover this year. Andrew Luck shocked everybody when he retired back in August. Foles, Sam Darnold has mono, and Big Ben, they're all missing extended time. And Drew Brees, he's out for a while after undergoing surgery. And apparently things went well, guys. A thumbs up there from Drew Brees. So honestly, it doesn't look like he really has another option with that thumbs up. According to Ian Rappaport, the original 6-week timeline for his recovery should remain the case. So there's no need for a trip to IR, which is the good news here. Let's get to Bucket List presented by KFC. And look, Sean Payton, he's not naming a starting quarterback for Sunday's game against the Seahawks, suggesting that it could be a split between Teddy Bridgewater and Taysom Hill. So, Steve, can they be productive with 2 quarterbacks running the offense, or is this like a gamesmanship thing on Sean Payton's part?
You know, some people are going to say it's a gamesmanship, but here's the thing. If you have a depth chart, and that depth chart has Teddy Bridgewater as the backup. They re-signed Teddy Bridgewater as the backup. In the sample size that we've seen of Teddy Bridgewater after the injury, Teddy Bridgewater is the backup. But he is not the starter right now. That's a problem. You're paying him $7.3 million. He's not the starter. Why? Because you don't believe Teddy Bridgewater is going to give your team that added added advantage that you believe Drew Brees is. Now, Teddy Bridgewater's right here. He's out in the pocket, wide open guy. Oops, wrong person, right? He is not the guy that we're used to seeing. Another throw. Drew would have made that throw. Is behind him, right? Another throw. This is just sample size. Throwing it to the other people. That is not the Teddy Bridgewater we saw in Minnesota. And that is why he is a backup, and that is why Sean Payton has decided to go with 2 quarterbacks, because he does not believe that they can move that ball down the field the way Drew Brees.
Won't it change, though, when Sean Payton is game planning specifically for Teddy?
Yeah, and I think, guys, I think Sean is just saying there's been a lost yardage on the field here. NFL defenses are very difficult to move the football on, and we've done it so well with Drew Brees in the pocket, and we've lost yardage in Drew Brees running out of the pocket and making yardage. Drew Brees is in his 14th year. Yeah. Only 3 times have he's rushed for 20-plus yards in a game. That lost yardage, rush yards from the quarterback position, he is trying to pick up now. And that's why I believe he's going to use a dual quarterback, use Teddy Bridgewater to do some passing, but also Taysom Hill to get some of the running and get some yardage out of the quarterback position.
For me, they're going to run it in situations. You know, last week there was an opportunity, it was 4th and 1, and they just turned around and hand the ball off to Alvin Kamara. I think you then now put in Taysom Hill, you run a little read option, so you can get an extra player there. But Teddy Bridgewater is the backup. He's going to be the starter. We've seen Taysom Hill throw the ball. It's not the best, right? Teddy Bridgewater, you have to game plan around him. You have to game plan for him, and that's going to put more pressure on Sean Payton to be a better play caller with Teddy Bridgewater in there. All last week was all about Drew Brees. Right. Drew Brees does this very well. Right. We're going to tailor it for him. Now you got an opportunity.
What you have to do, though, to make up for that Hall of Fame quarterback.
Yes,
one of these guys ain't going to give you what the Hall of Fame quarterback gave you, so let me use them both and try to get something out of the position.
But using 2 guys and you're the backup on the depth chart tells me that they do not have faith in one guy to make you better. So all this, hey, they're okay. We're just not telling them.
But also, Sean Payton can play around now with these guys because they're a little bit different.
And Sean Payton doesn't get enough credit for being the offensive genius that he is. Yes. We watch McVay's and all of these young upstarts. Hey, Sean Payton is saying, whoa, I'm over here too. Yes. I just had this Hall of Fame quarterback, and he's been doing everything. Now I get to show you guys what I can do and watch he does it. Absolutely. I love Sean Payton.
I cannot wait to see what he does, what he brings out of Teddy Bridgewater and Taysom Hill. Maybe he proves you wrong, Steve. We'll see. Maybe he doesn't. Oh, the Gardner Minshew fans out here in Boulder. You can hear those chants. They want to see their man tonight here in Jacksonville, and they're here on the field, ready to go to get this win for the Jaguars.
NFL Game Day Kickoff is brought to you by Verizon. The network more people rely on now offers more unlimited plans to mix and match.
Titans quarterback Marcus Mariota. Hey, have you guys heard he's in a contract year? Well, I think everybody in terms of the Titans organization and all of the fans, they are hoping that he has an unstoppable year, just like these guys did last week.
Unstoppable, presented by Courtyard by Marriott.
Here we go! Unstoppable!
Dominate.
Fires to the end zone and a one-handed grab. What a catch! Blazing speed! Stiff arm, breaks a tackle, and is loose! Touchdown! He's just railing on people.
And he's taken down in the backfield.
Run it the whole way. And it's intercepted! Incredible!
You know who else is unstoppable? Joe Thomas and Andrew Siciliano on the pool deck right now. I don't know what you guys have going on. I don't know if you have fries and drinks or what, but it seems like kind of an awesome time.
Yeah, it is. Can we get drinks with like the little umbrellas?
Yes.
Would be good for that?
That'd be nice. Nice. We need a server. Bring a server over.
Goldie, can we work on that? Let's get one of those drinks with the umbrellas. Or let's figure out who's going to be unstoppable tonight. Joe Thomas, I need a name other than our crowd here. Who is going to be unstoppable this evening?
Cam Wake is going to be unstoppable tonight. He's 37 years old, but you know what? He's playing like he's 27 right now. The Titans have done a really nice job of limiting his snaps so he's fresh in pass rusher situations. Here he is against the Browns in week 1. He's going to use what we call a push-pull technique to sling down and underneath the offensive tackle's hands, which allows him to rip. And then this is the amazing part, Andrew. Watch this. He's running full speed. He does a 180-degree turn to be able to come downhill to get the sack on Baker Mayfield in the end zone for the safety. 37 years old, still playing like that. Amazing. And here he is against the bum in the days of the THS over here at left tackle. I'm playing left tackle right here against Cam Wake in Miami. He does the same slipperiness, gets up underneath my hands, hits Jake Delhomme, but you know what? Jake Delhomme bails me out, just like he used to bail out other members of the TNF family, and he throws the touchdown before anybody noticed that I got beat late.
And that was like one of 3 games, I believe, Jake Delhomme actually played for the Browns. Did you ever give up a sack?
It was a great 3 games.
Oh, they were amazing. Amazing. Did you ever give up a sack to Cam Wake?
I don't think I did. You know, as a matter of fact, I'm not sure I gave up any sacks during my career that I can remember, because it was always the quarterback's fault or the offensive lineman's
never
fault
your
that was
fault.
supposed to help me. It was never my fault, of course. That's the first rule of offensive line play. Blame somebody else.
Okay, well, blame the Browns because he had 2.5 week 1, including that one that went for the 2 points and the safety. 2.5 of the 8 that they have, the Titans do this year. Maurice Jones-Drew, Steve Smith, take it away.
My Mr. Unstoppable, I got to go with tight end Delanie Walker. Mr. Reliable. He's a tight end, but he runs routes like a wide receiver, has a PhD. And what I love about Delanie Walker is hearing the tape. He sees a cover 2. We call it a 2 Kathy. He doesn't run it to the middle of the field. He gives an indicator step to the outside, letting the quarterback know he's going to take the middle. Then he has a dime drop to him, and that's why Delanie Walker is one of those guys. He's smart, he's savvy, and he's just a guy that is Mr. Reliable.
You know, for me, it's DJ Chark, and watch this. It's about speed. Another wide receiver that comes from LSU that didn't have a quarterback when he played. Now he has a quarterback in Minshew. Watch this post. You talk about an indicator. Look at the safety. He sees a safety cut on the over route. He leans on him, sticks, and gets up to let the quarterback know I'm ready for the ball. Once he catches it, he's down racing, right? We want him to score. That happens. Here, this is what I love. You know that the quarterback and the receiver are going. He's going to run a simple in route, right? He sees his quarterback starting to panic a little bit. Then he sees him scramble. He doesn't stop his route. He keeps going to the open area, Steve. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah. Go to the green. There's no one there. Finds a way to catch the ball, get in the end zone. He's going to be a guy they're going to have to get the ball to a ton today.
Mr. Unstoppables, I love it. Colleen, back to you.
All right, hey guys, you know what? I got one for you guys. How about David Questenberry, an unstoppable person, forget player, fought his way back from non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, playing in his 4th career game, caught a touchdown last week. He's 6'5", 310, hadn't caught a pass since high school. He said that they ran this play a bunch in practice and Mariota never threw him the ball, but this time, when it counted, he did, and he got the touchdown. So unstoppable person right there and player. Awesome story for him, and what a great moment for him and the team. On the other side of things, we have quarterback Gardner Minshew, probably the most popular player in Jacksonville right now, maybe besides MJD. And there's Marcus Mariota warming up on the field. How will they do it tonight? What's the game plan? Are they going to use his arm, or is it going to be Derrick Henry like we've seen so many times against this Jaguars team? One thing is for sure, though, they really want to avoid being on the struggle bus.
Oh, yes, they do.
The Cowboys might have iced their own kicker. Force him to do it again. No good. And, oh, he hits the upright again.
The Bears' season's going to end on a double doink.
Here comes Jared Allen. He's out of bounds. Poor guy. I don't even know if he realized it.
Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game.
The struggle bus, it's not the way you want to pull up to game day kickoff for sure. Now, Steve, this is your baby. Kind of explain to everybody who doesn't know what the struggle bus is.
Well,
what we're doing here.
So we're going to be on Thursday night, and we're going to be here every week. And so when you watch football, when I was a little kid watching VHS Follies, and so in our Smith household, we call it the struggle bus, right? We call our little Deucey, when he eats slow, call him Captain Slow Bites. So in our family, we always trying to have fun. So what we're going to do, week 2, struggle bus. And who's on the the struggle bus that I have? Why am I yelling? Because I love this segment. And who's on the struggle bus? Linebackers who can't tackle. Let me tell you, Duke Johnson, what you want, some big? He is coming for you. Then the linebackers had a tough day. Right there in the middle, 57. Mouthpiece, please. He might be asleep. Then you got Derrick Henry. Who wants some? Not me. And then the best one, honestly, it's finally good to see Rashad Penny actually make a big run.
For me, Steve, first of all, thank you for being a part of this. Let me be a part of this. It's amazing. It has to be the Jets, the whole Jets organization on the struggle bus. You start off with your quarterback having mono. How does that happen? How does that happen?
Because he's single.
Now,
because he's single.
Now you're on your third quarterback. You gave him 3 sacks to Myles Garrett. I mean, just beating you up. My guy can't even take a read down the field. Look, you don't even block him. I mean, what are we doing? He got 3 sacks. Now Le'Veon trying to do his thing, but again, we're not even touching him.
It was 4 guys in the backfield.
I saw that on Monday night. I was like, man, these cats is really out here struggling.
Yeah, they are. You know who else is on the struggle bus? The Bears offense. Man, they can't get off the struggle bus right now. They're averaging 9.5 points per game. Trubisky, he does not look good right now. He is struggling a ton. This is a team with Super Bowl aspirations, and they're 1-1 because of their kicker. The Chicago Bears are 1-1. I will say it again, because of their kicker. The defense has allowed 24 points, and the offense has only scored 19. They got to be better than that to get off the bus. All right, Herb.
Yeah, guys, and for me, guys, it just works out. The Cowboys are playing the Dolphins, that I picked the Dolphins. Not because the Cowboys are playing the Dolphins, that I picked the Dolphins. But the reality is, it is the Miami Dolphins. And trust me, I know how to beat in the midst of a rebuild. We started 3-13, 1-15. When you're in the midst of a rebuild, you don't get rid of young, proven talent to draft young, unproven talent. And that's what Miami's doing. They're giving up guys like Thompson. They're giving up guys like Fitzpatrick. Those are 22 and 25-year-old young, talented guys. Jimmy gave up Herschel Walker, and he added guys like Russell Maryland, Kevin Smith, Emmett Smith, and Darren Woodson to Troy and I to build a championship. Miami's not just struggling on the field. They're struggling in the front office also.
I mean, they have a whole fleet of struggle buses right now. I wonder if they get like season passes. Maybe they get a discount.
They're struggling everywhere.
You know, actually, the price is up. Double the price to get
Not
on
on
the
the struggle bus is Leonard Fournette. He has been actually involved more in the passing game. We'll see if that continues tonight here in Jacksonville.
Here I go.
Coming up on NFL GameDay Kickoff. He nearly led the Jags to a stunning victory Sunday.
Fire to the back of the end zone. Touchdown!
Will Gardner Minshew ride the momentum against his next AFC South opponent? Meanwhile, this rookie is ascending fast. The greatest of all time takes A.J. Brown up the hill to see how high the Titans wideout can climb. Plus, our shutdown corner goes man-to-man with the Jaguars' Jalen Ramsey.
Work man, yeah, that's me.
When NFL GameDay Kickoff, presented by KFC, returns.
I'ma go get it, yeah. Here I come.
Everybody clap your hands. Cha-cha now, y'all. Turn it out. Yeah. Cha-cha, real smooth.
The mustache man himself right there, Gardner Minshew, his second start of the year for the Jags, his first, though, in prime time. Another rookie, though, that we have our eye on is Titans rookie A.J. Brown. He's averaging over 20 yards per catch so far this season, only 2 games, but as he continues to climb to the next level, he tackles the hill in Northern California alongside another pass catcher who made toughness the cornerstone of his legendary career, Jerry Rice.
This is the infamous hill. Okay. This hill is about 2.5 miles up, and I think what the hill taught you is about endurance. You want to be at your best during the fourth quarter, and I think that's the reason why I was so successful, because I was able to endure so much.
Here's Montana throwing for the end zone. Rice late. He's got it. Touchdown 49ers!
I promise I'll take it easy on you, okay? I know you're a young pup and stuff like that. You got big things coming your way. When I got drafted by the San Francisco 49ers, I was like, you know, I thought about Mississippi. I said, well, you know, if I have success in the NFL, then that's going to open the door, you know, for so many other guys. And look at your opportunity right now. You getting ready to live your dream, and glad to have this opportunity to meet you. And let's go to work. Ready to do it?
Let's work.
All right, then. Set, go. So it's all about just range and just pushing off. Just like that. Just keep it nice and smooth. Good job.
I can go a little while.
Young legs, boy. That's it right there, boy. Great job, man. Endurance. Being able to function, you know, when you're tired.
Yeah.
Being at your best. You know, I think that was one of the keys to my success. Oh! You remember what I told you? That's what it's about right there.
Yes, sir.
That's what it's about.
Yes, sir. At the end of the day.
Yeah, at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's it.
I want you to put that on. I want you to get used to feeling that. I want you to get used to feeling that. Put them on.
Don't mind if I do. Oh, wow. Yes, sir. That's crazy.
Okay, that's my Pro Football Hall of Fame ring right there. This one, Super Bowl 23. That's 24, and that's 29. Hold it right on your chest just like that. Now, give me my rings back.
Where's your ring? Why don't you ever bring in your rings for us?
Yeah, that's
All right, maybe next time,
That's
okay?
nice, though. Right?
Come on.
You can imagine how nice it is, because both of them are from Mississippi, and he probably watched Jerry all of his life growing up, and that's a nice piece. I like that.
So cool.
It's really cool.
So they used a top 5 pick, obviously, on Corey Davis 2 years ago, and then they have this second-round pick in A.J. Brown this year. So that's a ton of investment and resources there to find pieces to put around Marcus Mariota. So, Steve, when you look at A.J. Brown, has he already sort of surpassed Corey Davis as the #1 guy?
Well, you have to say yes, because Corey Davis was a top 5 pick. Corey Davis has started, but yet fourth down, when they needed that go-to play, the money play, who was in the game? Not the starter, the guy they drafted last year, which is A.J. Brown. And it's telling me that they're showing that they have moved on from Corey Davis, and they are changing with A.J. Brown. He hasn't started. 43% of the time he's playing, but yet when they need a big play, they went to A.J.
He's almost 6'1", 230 pounds. He runs a 4.4. And this kid can play. He's a physical dude. You remember, Steve, when we were at the Combine, he kept talking about, y'all gonna talk about me. Y'all gonna talk about me. You should be talking and focus on me. He wants that attention. He's going after it. Absolutely. He's the man right now, I think, at the wide receiver position for the Tennessee Titans.
By the way, you think Jerry can still play, Irv?
It doesn't matter what I think. I know Jerry thinks he can still play. And Jerry thinks he can still play right now. Trust me.
Well, we will see some players out on the field. They can still play and will still play indeed tonight. Marcus Mariota being one of those guys. How can he get this Titans offense going tonight? We'll talk about that next. These Jags fans are fired up tonight. They're all in their teal. They've been chanting for MJD all day. He left. They got signs. He's at the pool though, guys. We're gonna go back up there in a little bit. They're excited about this big matchup in the AFC South with those Tennessee Titans. And of course, there's another big matchup in the AFC. We got the Ravens and the Chiefs coming up this weekend. Hey, it's only been 2 weeks, but it looks like Lamar Jackson didn't catch the sophomore slump. He's the highest rated passer in the NFL, so much for being just a runner. Before coming to Jacksonville this week, Steve caught up with Baltimore's stud quarterback.
So after putting up 324 yards passing and 5 touchdowns, you say,
not bad for a running back.
Explain that to me.
Regardless of what people may say, you're going to see, the negative comments and stuff, what people saying. I see it all, so I'm not finna fight against them people. It's going to always be naysayers, doubters. that's the part of the game like gonna make people eat their words, and that's my job, to make you eat your words.
You can see the full interview with Steve and Lamar Jackson on Sunday at 9 a.m. Eastern, only on NFL Network. I'm excited to see the rest of that. But Steve, you were obviously in the building, hanging out with him. They've started 2-0. What's the energy like that?
The energy up there is it's a lot of excitement. But one of the things that I really picked up from Lamar, such a young man, but he has a leadership quality, right? And they had to get rid of Joe Flacco just because to allow him to do whatever he wanted to do. They changed offense coordinators, they changed quarterbacks, and they changed the system. So they tailored it to his dual threat abilities, and I love that. And Lamar's going to show you that it's not a sophomore slump, but he's going to get better. He hasn't even touched what he can do yet. He hasn't even reached his full potential.
Yeah, it's such an exciting offense to watch now. Such a fun team and such a big opportunity for Lamar and the Ravens when they take on the Chiefs this Sunday. 2 of the 4 remaining unbeaten teams in the AFC. Feast your eyes on that. But look, a lot changes in the NFL week to week. So who knows what we're going to be talking about at the end of the season. Let's talk, though, now about Play with Abandon, presented by Wrangler. And I don't think anybody here is arguing that the Patriots and the Chiefs are not at the top of the AFC. But, Michael, which team will challenge those 2 down the stretch?
You know, when we're talking about this and I look at it, I say, man, it's hard to find a team that's able to challenge what the Chiefs are doing and now what the Patriots are doing, because Patriots have put talent around that system that they have with Antonio Brown and Josh Gordon. We put so much talent. But I look hard, and there's an outside, I mean a real outside chance that Houston can compete, because they're the 5th-ranked rushing team, and they got those D brothers, Deshaun Watson and DeAndre Hopkins, that are always on top of their game, and a real outside chance that your Ravens can compete. So they play physical football, but boy, Lamar Jackson, Steve, he would have to be on point if they play that game.
I really believe this game coming up for the Baltimore Ravens against the Kansas City Chiefs is going to be a telltale sign for the Baltimore Ravens, because you can know exactly what they want to do, how they want to go about it, and this may be a sneak preview of a playoff game. I'm not sure which one, AFC Championship, but it's going to be a good one. But I love Lamar Jackson throwing a deep ball to Hollywood Brown, and unfortunately the new traded Fitzpatrick was on that, but also dropping another dime. We're talking about dimes by Daniels.
Yep.
Man, Lamar Jackson's out there crossing people up like Iverson and dropping dimes like Peyton Manning and Tom Brady.
Okay,
That's another thing, though.
Yeah.
That's another thing to mention, too. That kid Brown, Hollywood Brown, man, if he continues to do this, then yes, they can play with those 2. Because that kid, I got to give him credit, man. I always say Deshaun Jackson is a real football player with track speed. That kid right there is a football player with track speed.
Steve, did you expect Lamar to have this season so far? Because I remember when we watched him last year on our shows on the weekends and we watched him run around, did you think that he was going to be able to improve his game and develop his game to the way he's doing it now?
I did not believe that. But after talking to him and seeing he organized getting his wide receivers in the offseason at the local park in Baltimore and worked out 3 to 4 times a week. So that tells you he is leading, he wants to improve, and he doesn't need other people to tell him what he needs to work on. He knows his weaknesses.
He's got that leadership quality. He's got that swag. You can tell his teammates really love him. They're rallying around him. This is going to be a fun team to watch all season long. But a fun team that we're going to watch tonight are these Jacksonville Jaguars. That's right. There's their running back, Leonard Fournette. We'll be back right after this.
Here I go. I'm on the move and I'm breaking through. Yeah, here I go. I'm a go-getter. I'm a go-getter. Faster, harder, stronger. I'm a go-getter.
All right, we are approaching kickoff to week 3 as the Tennessee Titans invade Jacksonville with the AFC South race wide open.
Jags and Titans, the game's in gear, so grab your license. Let's see if Gardner Minshew's got enough gas. He's good if he's anything like his mustache. And pay attention to Derrick Henry. That 99-yard touchdown from last year should jog your memory. I know Jacksonville remembers that. After an 0-2 start, they'll be trying to get it back. Last week, Tennessee went wire to wire. So look at Marcus Mariota for the fire. It's going down tonight, that's a fact. Thursday night football, this exactly where the action at.
Welcome to NFL Game Day Kickoff, presented by KFC.
Welcome in, everybody. Yes, look at the waves, look at the beach, and look at Marcus Mariota there trying to lead his Titans to a win tonight here in Jacksonville. Of course, on the other side, you have the rookie, Gardner Minshew. We've heard chants all night long behind us about this mustached man. And we'll see how he does on the field. And then we're really going triple M's here because the third M, Mike Tyson in the building in a Jags uni. I wasn't aware that he was a Jags fan, but I guess he is, and he is ready. He's in his teal to see these Jags win tonight. So we are here in Jacksonville at the Slab, hanging out with all of the fans. These guys have been amazing all day. They've been here hanging out for a lot of hours with us. I'm Colleen Wolfe, everybody. This is Game Day Kickoff. This is Steve Smith Sr., and that is Michael Irvin down there on the end. How you guys feeling about tonight?
Once I saw Mike, I love his slogan. Everybody has a plan until you get hit in the mouth.
That's true. That is true. So we've been monitoring the inactives list all day, and we just got them. It looks like all of the Jags notables will be active in this game. So that means A.J. Bouye. That means Yannick Ngakoue. That means Cam Robinson, who's returning from that ACL tear. So that'll be great for Gardner Minshew in this game. And like I mentioned, Jalen Ramsey earlier in the show, he is expected to play tonight. He asked the Jags for a trade, and he did appear on the 17-week podcast presented by The Uninterrupted, and here's what he had to say.
I love my teammates, but it's more so with the front office and the organization. Some disrespectful things were said on their end that made me definitely walk out and call my agent as soon as I walked out. And I told him, I said, it's time. My time is up here in Jacksonville. I said, I want to ask for a trade. I was truly at peace. Like, I wasn't in a mindset of making a decision while I was angry. I was completely calm. I still stand by that decision.
So he has not wavered, it sounds like, in his position here. He still wants out of the organization. So, Steve, when someone like Jalen wants to leave, what message does this send to his teammates? He is probably the best defensive player that they have here. It seems like he's the team leader, and he's kind of abandoning his team.
He's not abandoning his team, because you got to understand, when the organization gets rid of you, they don't talk to your teammates to let them know. So when there's a divorce, it's a divorce.
This isn't coming from them, it's coming from him.
Yeah, so you have a player with his type of ability. He's breaking up with them before they break up with him.
Yeah, but what he talked about was his issue with the front office, with the organization. So what he's intimating is that he has an issue with not winning. He has an issue with not winning, and he's worried that people aren't doing what they need to do to win, and he's trying to get that done. It's always difficult when you're trying to turn a team. I think it sends a bad message, though, if you trade him, because it says we care more about dominion over power, having power over all the players, than we do winning, because this kid helps you win. We see people have spats on the sideline all the time. Last week, we watched LaFleur and Aaron Rodgers have a spat. Okay, they get to keep going and move on. If I'm the Jaguars, I'm saying you had a spat. Let's keep going, let's move on, and keep playing football.
So when I listen to Jalen, he says he loves his teammates. But when he left the meeting in the front office, he called his agent, he was done. So obviously, what's being said and being shown out in front, behind closed doors, they're saying something else. And when you have a player meeting with your front office and tells you that he dislikes how the interaction went, that tells me that he's saying, I'm done with you. I don't believe what you say. Let me go somewhere else because everything that's coming out of your mouth is like that teacher in the Peanuts. Womp, 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 womp. It's time to move on.
And I wonder how this is going to affect his teammates in the locker room. Is this something that they galvanize around, or is it something that causes
Let's say this. It's never cool to go after your head coach like that. It's never cool. Right. It's not right to do it. But when you're losing a lot, I'm telling you, I've been there before. It's a frustrating thing when you want to win.
Here's my thing, here's one of the things that I saw that was very disheartening. They put him out there in front at the podium, knowing he's frustrated, and just let him talk.
And he was
Where is the organization? Organization going to say, you know what? Let's take this time away and not put him in there and make us all look bad. You know what they're trying to do? They're trying to devalue him so they can ask for more things and ultimately make him stay.
And listen, we're going to have plenty of time to dig into Jalen Ramsey and this entire topic throughout the show, but I want to send it up to Joe Buck and Troy Aikman because they're on the call tonight. Guys, welcome to Jacksonville.
Hey, Colleen, thank you very much. Yeah, there's a lot of drama going on, obviously, with regard to these Jaguars. You got the Jalen Ramsey situation. They're coming a heartbreaking loss last week, coming so close, going for it with the two-point conversion. So could they be down? Yes. There's a lot going on around this organization, but there's a little bit of a ray of hope. And that comes in the form of a 6th-round draft pick, the rookie Gardner Minshew. He's already a celebrity around here with a mustache and everything else going on. You can see why they're latching on to him already. I can't wait to watch him play.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, the mustache only adds to it all. But, you know, he's a celebrity because of what he's done through the first couple of games. He comes in off the bench. He's down to the Kansas City Chiefs. He plays exceptionally well. First start, road game at Houston. He comes out and plays very well. If you didn't know he was a rookie, you wouldn't watch him and think he's a rookie. He's very poised. He's been very accurate with the football. What I've been impressed with, he hangs in the pocket and he does not get rattled. He knows where he's going with the football. And I think John DeFilippo, the offensive coordinator's kind of held him back a little bit. I think tonight they're going to open it up. They have to. They're 0-2 and they need a win.
And he's going to open it up then against a really good defense. I mean, that's what the Titans have. They come in here with a tremendous secondary. They're taking it away. They're off to a good start.
They are. They're in their second year now with Mike Vrabel and then defensive coordinator Dean Peace's system, and you can see the improvement. And they were pretty good last year as well, but they're talented and they're young. They got linebackers who can really run. They got big, athletic, physical guys up front. They get after the quarterback. They create takeaways. So this kid's been tested enough, but he's got another test tonight, but at least he gets to do it here at home.
And because they're here at home, a couple of unique features in this stadium. It includes 1 or 2 pools, and I'm told I'm throwing it to the guys that are standing by at the pool. Take it away.
Joe, this must be the highlight of your career. We are not the pool boys. We are the pool guys. If we were pool boys, my name would be Agador, which it is not. And this is the playoff pool, along with my fellow lifeguards, Maurice Jones-Drew, the mayor of Jacksonville, and Joe Thomas. We have 12 would-be playoff teams in the playoff pool. They are contenders. However, now it is time, because we're through 2 games, we think we have a good feel on some of these teams, to take some teams, with help of our friends here, out of the playoff pool. Lifeguard Thomas, are you ready?
I'm ready, Mr.
Take a team out of the playoff.
Here we go. We got a lot of great teams in here, but I'm looking for one that... Oh, here we are. The Minnesota Vikings will not make the playoffs.
After only 2 games.
After 2 games. I just don't trust Kirk Cousins. You know, he's never finished above 9-7, and right now he is 32nd out of 33 in passer rating and completion percentage in the NFL, which is not very good, and it will not take them to the playoffs.
All right, so the Vikings are out. And by the way, Kirk Cousins says if he keeps playing like this, he's not going to be the Vikings quarterback that much longer. MJD, take a team out of a pool.
Oh.
You're quitting on them this quickly.
Well, it's not me. Too many injuries, not enough superstars, Andrew. In order to win in this league, Joe, we know this. You need playmakers. Guys that can step in and make plays. You lose Le'Veon Bell to the Jets. You lose Antonio Brown via trade to Oakland, who's now in New England. And now Big Ben's out for the year. I see a lot of young talent, and yes, they're talented. But you need seasoned guys that know what they're doing. It's just too much for me.
All right, so the Steelers are out of our playoff pool, which, of course, is official. Joe, give me another team out of the playoff pool.
Elimination here. I got to find one looking like... Oh, here we
need
go.
help in the pool.
One right here. An NFC East team, the Philadelphia Eagles.
We have the Eagles. Wait, the Eagles are out of the playoff pool.
Don't trust Carson Wentz's health. He always seems to be getting banged up, and there's going to be 2 wild-card teams coming out of the NFC West this year. So if you want to make the playoffs out of the NFC East, you got to win that division, and the Cowboys are going to be winning that division.
Do you really think the Eagles aren't making the playoffs?
The Eagles, I don't think, I know. Eagles
You know.
not be making the playoffs.
You're saving them now so they don't have to drown in the pool. Here
No pool for the Eagles. Okay.
Joe, don't hurt me.
Uh-oh, you're not going to, are you?
Oh,
it's only 2 weeks. It's only 2 weeks.
Listen,
you hate to see it.
I saw what OBJ did last night. I saw what Baker Mayfield did on Monday night. I saw what Myles Garrett did, but what I didn't see was the offensive line blocking. Where are you? Put on some weight and get back down there, my friend. Too many times Baker Mayfield's throwing off his back foot because there's pressure in his face. I don't know if they can handle it. I know you got, look.
So Joe wants to put you in the pool right now. You know that, right?
You know what to do.
I got my phone on me. I got my phone on me.
Are you wired?
I am wired.
Okay, because he would throw you in the playoff pool.
That's why I'm holding on. Let's not do that. It's
Andrew,
not my fault.
You know what to do. You know what to do. My Cleveland guy. No, back in the pool.
Oh, okay, here we go.
Are you kidding?
Hey, they're going back in the pool.
There you go.
I hear you. I'm just saying, they need you. You got to get back out there, my friend. The left tackle, they're struggling a little bit. Guards having some issues. What's going on?
Okay, we're going to figure it out.
I'm not worried. My days are
We don't have a Jaguar football here in the pool.
We do have
wait. Do we do? Wait, well, there it is. There it is. We got a Jaguar. Mr. Lifeguard. Hey, Mitch Buchanan. Let's go. Here we go.
He's taking the Jaguar.
I'm not taking it out of the pool.
So you don't think...
No, I'm about to hold it so I can talk about him. You ready for this?
I'm ready.
See, some teams start slow, and that's okay. But if you win tonight, you come out here and you win tonight, all the distractions everybody thinks about with Jalen Ramsey and all that goes out the window because it's all about winning. You find a way to win tonight, the schedule comes in your favor the next couple weeks, and guess what? They're back in. We got a chance to win the AFC South. That's what I'm talking about. AFC South champs.
So MJD shockingly has the Jaguars in the playoff pool. A lot depends, however, on Jalen Ramsey, who, by the way, is officially active. And he is in the building. Earlier this summer, he talked to another Florida State guy, Deion Sanders. That's straight ahead.
Wrong thing to do. Don't put me on Monday night.
Caught on the line by Sanders. Deion.
I'm going to tell you when it's over, right? Plant. It's over right there. It's over.
Leave it to Deion to break it open.
You already hostile. Yeah, when you see it in two hands. Traffic. Yeah, when you see it in two hands, it's over. When you see it in two hands, it's about the band.
What a run!
Oh, man! I know Derrick Henry says he's sick of seeing that play, but I don't know that the people in the pool are sick of seeing it, even though, yes, it was for the Titans. Welcome back to Jacksonville here, counting down towards kickoff. The Jaguars and the Tennessee Titans with the AFC South in the spotlight. Let's go back to Week 14 from last year and the number 89 play on our Top 100.
You're on the 1 yard line. You're thinking just get yourself yards so strategically you can just go and punt and change the field. There's a TV timeout, and we were kind of joking around like, what if we just went 99 yards?
We actually called a QB sneak, and if they were going to give us a sneak, we were just going to try to give us some breathing room. Marcus canned the play to the run, and Derrick did the rest.
Drive starts at the 1 and looking for a little breathing room, and they get that in. Plenty more. Derrick Henry still going. Stays in bounds. He might go. 99 yards for the touchdown. Unbelievable.
He just ran with an authority and imposed his will. I think he must have stiff-armed at least 4 guys on his way to going 99 yards.
What a run! Derrick Henry! 99 yards! The longest run in franchise history!
And we still have the countdown from 30 down to 1. Jaguars corner Jalen Ramsey, who is active tonight, has done a lot of talking in his short career, reminiscent of our own Deion Sanders. As it so happens, the new series, Generations, presented by Genesis, part of our year-long NFL 100 celebration, brings together current stars with legends they grew up idolizing. So it's only natural that these two Florida State Seminoles got together during training camp to kick things off.
What he's done for corners, for me, there's definitely no other choice than Deion Sanders, prime time. What's up, man?
And first of all, he's Florida State's royalty. He's part of that club. I mean, hearing about this young kid that has it. When they call me and say, hey, man, we got one down here that got it, normally it's not a lie.
He just shined a spotlight on the position that was a perfect fit for me growing up.
What time is it? Showtime, prime time.
Jalen Ramsey of the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm sitting here with Mr. Prime himself, Deion Sanders.
It's a privilege. It's a privilege to sit down with this dog.
Man, it's a privilege to sit down with you.
Yeah.
The 100-year anniversary. And, man, this is a special moment right here. I'm telling y'all, this is the GOAT of defensive backs. The guy who made me want to play defensive back.
I got to put this play in context now.
You gonna do that for me? I'm gonna play. I'm gonna just let it play. Let me know when to stop it.
This is a beauty. And Sanders retreats back to the 32, drops the ball again.
I had just got to Atlanta on a Thursday from a baseball game.
Okay.
This Sunday. So I had just got there a couple of days before. I ain't know them cats blocking. It's always something about it. I couldn't believe I dropped the ball. I never dropped punts.
We're talking about a young man that runs a 4.25 40.
And right here, over. It's over right there. On the plan is over. Switch hands. Now let's look at him and step on it. That's it.
Here we go.
Okay, now you know I'm a coach now. You know I'm a coach now. And ironically, you've been sending me stuff. Now, you've been sending me some tape. I like that. I like the jam. You know, he dip in on the shoulder so you could get that backside. Okay, so he dips on you, but you're still fighting to stay over top, so I like that. You see how you get high right there? The weight is going to get him, but you undercut him, boom, let's go. Then, like Florida State, you're going to try to bring it out. We ain't down in that.
Knew I had been touched the whole time.
So what is the coach saying right there when you're trying to bring this out?
Go on and take that knee. Put that offense on the field.
Tell me how this came up, because this is the statement that it's making.
You know how every year everybody is kind of getting more and more of a thing of
how you
training camp intros, how you show up to camp. Immediately, I'm like, yeah, the entertainer in me.
Yeah, the Brinks.
Yeah, I'm like,
back it up.
Brinks truck. As soon as he said my name, boom, pop it. Work, man, yeah, that's me. Uh-oh.
Oh, I forgot all about that.
Yeah, now let me see how you was pulling out.
Yeah, I think I put up a training camp, you know. I think that was
probably a personal whip.
Yeah, it was. That was man. Ain't no rental. Ain't no rental now. That side came into the city. See, back then, the owners, they put you in a private jet, but you had to get on a plane and come on in. And this coming to training camp, man, that's when, you know, it was a golf cart city with the Cowboys. Everybody had their golf cart. So, you know, somebody said, hey, I got a golf cart for you. What I supposed to say, no? That golf cart had a mist system, cooler, it had everything in it, man. Air conditioning.
2-1 on it.
Oh, man, it had everything. Storage unit, that thing had everything.
Prime on the
Still got it to this day.
That might be the greatest golf cart I think we've ever seen, no matter how many times we put it up there. I love it even that much more. I'm Andrew Siciliano. This is Maurice Jones-Drew, a former Jaguar. You have a finger on the pulse of what's going on in this locker room. They are going to play him tonight. Jalen Ramsey is active. Is that good or bad for this team after the guy's out there asking for a trade?
Well, I think that's great for the team. You know, with him on the field, you have the best chance of winning. And right now, in this organization, you want to win, period. You want to win. You don't want to be 0-3, so you got to find a way to get a victory. I think that if they win, all the talk about the trade request will go down the window.
But if they lose?
But if they lose, then you're going to have a different situation. So you want to go as a coach and as an organization, you want to put your best foot forward out there, do your best to win this game, because this is a winnable game. Your defense is back to 100%. I think they have a great opportunity to win it. And I have to say this. It's so funny that people jump on Jalen but we never said anything about Prime. And as you watch that, they're the same person. They're the exact same person.
You think he wants to be Dion?
He wants to be Dion, which we all did at one point, but he has the ability and the skill to do that, and that's how he carries himself. And so you have to know the player coming into this thing. We saw him at Florida State. He carried himself a certain way, the same way our own Prime did. And that's what I love about him, because he's a confident player. And you know, not many people can go to Houston and shut down DeAndre Hopkins.
Real quick,
that's what he did.
Do you think this is disruptive? Will there be any negative impact on the field tonight because he wants a trade?
No.
No.
It's not. This is not a distraction, not to me. I've been in locker rooms where guys requested trades. It doesn't mean that can't affect me. That won't affect me. I still got to go out there and do my thing. It's just for some reason, you know, this became news because they're playing on Thursday night, and this is, you know, it was kind of the perfect storm. I think Doug Marrone said it best. Me and Jalen sat down. We talked it out as adults. We're on the same page. It's time for them to move on and try to get a victory.
The question is, why did it ever have to come to that, and could you have not spoken about it and talked it out like adults before we had the blow-up last week? Jalen Ramsey has been part the last couple of years of a very, very good Jacksonville defense. A Saxonville defense that, with a rookie quarterback now making his second career start, will have to carry this team. Since 2017, 96 sacks. Fewer than 190 passing yards allowed per game. A defensive grade, if you're looking at Pro Football Focus here, of second best in the National Football League. So you're in good hands, presented by Allstate, with that defense trying to shut down Marcus Mariota, who the last couple of weeks has been awful. That offense has been awful on third down.
Well, you got to stop Derrick Henry first. You have to, you cannot allow Derrick Henry to do what he did last year on Thursday night and go for 99 yards and rush for over 200 and all that. Stop Derrick Henry first, force Marcus Mariota to stay in the pocket and throw. We know if you can do that, you have an opportunity to go in and catch passes. I think they'll do that. And then offensively, score touchdowns and make this team play from behind.
Mariota says he can't check the ball down as much tonight as he has the last 2 weeks. Colleen?
All right, thank you, Andrew. And there is A.J. Brown right there, the newest Titans receiver on the field. 125 receiving yards this season. That leads the entire team. And look, he's had a good start to his career, but tonight things get tougher against the Jags defense. We'll see if he incorporates any of the knowledge he picked up from a few former greats back in February at the Combine.
I mean, you're a wild runner, ain't you? I'm finna show you. Okay, I'll be watching. Oh, yeah. I like it. Oh, yeah. How you doing? What's your favorite run? I already know who you are. What's your curl? Oh, yeah. Deep curl shower. It don't matter. Okay. I love comeback. Comeback? 18 yards. I want to press. Oh, yeah. What you speed releasing or what? Huh? What you doing in line? You speed releasing or what? So sometimes I can take a comeback and burst it. Yeah. I get out wide.
I was just taking in everything, and they was talking about routes and what to do after the catch, and I try to soak all that in from a vet.
All right, so it looks like it's paying off so far with A.J. Brown, but his teammate out wide, Corey Davis, has had a couple of chances to go up against this Jags defense. Not a ton of success, particularly against Jalen Ramsey. 2 targets, no catches. So, Steve, who will the Titans feature offensively tonight? Who are you watching out there?
Well, what I'm watching is Marcus Mariota, what he will do. 37-year-old first-year Arthur Smith, love his last name, is doing a great job. He's moving Derrick Henry around, getting him the ball on the edge. A lot of people think that Derrick Henry, his runs come between the tackles. They don't. They get him out wide. Let that big guy accumulate some speed and power, and then he just runs people over, getting out to the edge. And he's become a very good pass catcher out of the backfield as well. Last week, 71-yard catch.
Yeah, and I'm watching Delaney Walker. The Titans play offensive football inside out, and they're number 1 in the league with play action passes. So they suck up those linebackers, and you watch Delaney Walker get behind those linebackers, and Marcus Mariota, who's playing some of his best football.
Yes,
he's playing some of his best football. All of his numbers are up as he goes into a contract year. For some reason, contract years just bring the best out of everybody, but he can bring those linebackers up and find Delaney Walker behind.
Yeah, 3 for 20 on third downs, though. That is something that's got to improve. They they got to get in better situations on that first and second down. Maybe draw up some things specifically for their guys like Corey Davis. Go downfield right away, get him involved, make him feel involved in this offense, and then draw up some like couple quick slants or something to A.J. Brown just to get things rolling for Mariota, because we know how great he is with Delaney Walker and Derrick Henry. And guys, we are just getting started, and we've got much more here on Jalen Ramsey and these two teams. But how will his request for a trade impact the Jaguars tonight? Plus more from a sit-down with our shutdown corner, Deion Sanders.
NFL Game Day Kickoff is presented by KFC's new Mac and Cheese Bowl, now in a $5 fill-up. It's finger-licking good.
Introducing KFC's newest $5 fill-up, the Mac and Cheese Bowl. It's finger-licking, ooh, cheese, ooh, chicken, cheese, chicken, $5, chicken, cheese! Look at all those $5 fill-ups. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
Just under an hour until week 3 kicks off here in Jacksonville, Florida. We're ready to get you set for another Thursday night football affair right here on NFL Network.
What did you say?
He gets in. What a play that was. A wildcat.
Welcome to NFL Game Day Kickoff, presented by Expedia.
It's a big night here at the bank in Jacksonville, Florida. We have the Jaguars and the Titans, and there is Gardner Minshew, his second start at the quarterback position, his first in prime time. Of course, he'll be joined by a lot of his teammates who we were worried if they would be active or not tonight. We will see Jalen Ramsey out there on the field. We'll see A.J. Bouye out there, Yannick Ngakoue, Cam Robinson. So that's all good news for the Jaguars. Welcome in, everybody, to another edition of Game Day Kickoff. I'm Colleen Wolfe with Steve Smith Sr.
Hello, people.
Joe Thomas is back with us. Came back from the pool.
Good, toweled off.
That's good
now.
And Michael Irvin down there on the end. All right, so guys, let's talk about all of this right now. Let's break it all down. And I want to start with Marcus Mariota, because his numbers right now are pretty similar to another guy that is on this team. And we're going to show you right here what his numbers look like, because a lot of people wondering if he's the long-term answer in Tennessee. Mariota was the second pick in the 2015 draft, and there he is. I'm going to save you the suspense here. He's one of the players that isn't revealed. There he is. On the other side, it is Ryan Tannehill, and you can see their numbers are pretty similar right there.
That's messed up.
Yeah. Wait, why? Who should be starting?
Marcus Mariota should be starting, but you got Ryan Tannehill up there comparing them. When that offense in Miami, they struggled because the lack of ability of Ryan Tannehill. What I love about Marcus Mariota is what you see is what you get. But also, they have a new coordinator who was an offensive line coach, who was a tight ends coach. So he understands how to move the ball and also is understanding his offense, where I really don't believe that fair comparison is good, because let's be honest, Ryan Tannehill is a backup. He's a lifer backup, and that's where he'll always be.
But it feels like with Mariota, he hasn't yet elevated everybody around him, like the guy like a franchise quarterback would, especially a guy who's looking for a long-term deal.
Well, you got to put some guys that are around him that can make some plays, and that's what they're doing this year.
Yeah, right now their formula for success is minimize turnovers, try to complete the football, run the football, play great defense, because they got a great defense right now.
Exactly.
And really, until they get better play at quarterback, they can't expect to win the Super Bowl.
Right, and the reality of it is, as you said, they're trying to win with minimal turnovers. And right now, say what you will, Mariota, that team's #1 in turnovers. They haven't turned the ball over at all. They've been doing a great job. He's been doing a great job right now. They are similar quarterbacks. Stick Stick with the one you know right here. Go to Ryan Tannehill when you have to, never because you want to.
Yeah, and I think right now he's really missing his left tackle, Taylor Lewan, who he's going to miss tonight and next week. But so far, he's been sacked 4 times in each game. 8 so far through 2 weeks. That is way too many for Marcus Mariota and this Titans offense. But look, we can't come to Jacksonville without the mayor of Duval, MJD, poolside right now. He's got poolside seats, of course, with Andrew Siciliano.
Mr. Mayor.
You guys are so funny.
I love the setup here. Thank you.
I appreciate it.
All right. Well, Marcus Mariota needs a good running game, and he has that with Derrick Henry if they dedicate themselves to giving Derrick Henry the ball. We have a rookie quarterback here for your Jaguars and Gardner Minshew. Nick Foles is gone till November. Can Leonard Fournette carry them until then?
Yes, he can. You have to find ways to get Leonard Fournette in space, running on DBs, like safeties and corners. If you can do that, Leonard Fournette with his size and his ability and his speed can take it the distance. Stop running him up the middle. Find ways to get him on the edge and make sure that you get on those corners, because after a while, corners don't want to tackle. Safeties don't want to hit this young man. So if you keep running him inside, he won't be able to help you. But if you can find a way to get him the ball out on the edges via screens or outside run plays and let him turn the corner, that's where he's going to have to be his best.
Leonard Fournette in 2 games this year has only 113 yards, so they haven't really force-fed him the ball. Maybe they do that tonight to get Gardner Minshew a little more comfortable. I assume you're going to pick the Jaguars.
You can assume whatever you like.
Okay, am I right?
Yeah, you're exactly right. Jaguars are going to win 24-17. And I tell you what, it shouldn't even be that close. They're the Tennessee Titans.
So it should be more than 24-17.
It should be, but I'm just trying to be generous. It's Thursday, short week.
Okay. Wow.
Is that cool?
That's big of you.
That's what I do.
Okay. 24-17. That is your final score, Colleen, from Maurice Jones-Drew. Shockingly, he goes with the home team.
I know. I'm so thrown right now. I can't even believe it, MJD. There is Jalen Ramsey suiting up in what could be maybe his last game as a Jacksonville Jaguar. We will talk about that on the other side coming up next. Wow. Fans join NFL stars and legends to remember the most iconic plays in NFL history. It's NFL 100. The greatest continues tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern, only on NFL Network. As the sky opens up.
NFL Game Day Kickoff is presented by Expedia. Everything you need to go. NFL Game Day Kickoff is brought to you by Verizon. The network more people rely on now offers more unlimited plans to mix and match.
And there is Gardner Minshew starting his 2nd career game, thrown into action early week 1 after Nick Foles suffered that broken collarbone, and he had quite a game in that start. He's one of a few quarterbacks seeing time on the field that might not have expected it. Big injuries to Drew Brees and Ben Roethlisberger last week. Sam Darnold dealing with mono. And the other team in New York making a quarterback switch as well, but that one not injury related. So let's talk about Daniel Jones, the era that is just beginning. And Steve, is starting Daniel Jones and benching Eli Manning the right decision for the Giants? It feels like they maybe botched this a little bit.
Well, they're gonna bench Eli Manning because they believe this is the best way to save their jobs. When I'm talking about the people not on the field, because Eli Manning in the last 2 years that coach Pat Shermer has been the head coach, they're ranked 30th in sacks. They have no pressure. You heard Janoris Jenkins said I can't cover for 10 seconds. Most plays last 2.7 seconds. So they're utilizing Eli and making Daniel Jones the savior. But Daniel Jones can't be the savior when your whole team is not, when your team isn't very good all around, all 3 phases. So I think it's really one of those things where let Eli be the scapegoat, but at the end of the day, you better start looking at the other people that are making the decisions to build the team, not the players on the field.
But that's why the move is so surprising to me to do right now, because Eli's kind of played in the last 2 weeks the same he's played in the last 3 years. So to all of a sudden out of nowhere just say, hey, we need to go to the rookie because Eli's not getting it done, it doesn't make any sense. It's really an interesting thing from the organization standpoint to all of a sudden blame Eli when really it's the defense's fault. It's the fact that we've got nobody to throw to from the Giants receivers because all the receivers are either injured or suspended. Now you're going to go to the rookie. Or traded. Now you go to the rookie, and the worst thing you could do with a rookie quarterback is to destroy his confidence and put him into a situation where he's, one, not prepared and not fully ready, and two, he's got no weapons around him. So they're going to give him 14 games. He's going to get totally beat up, and he's going to destroy his confidence. And then what are they going to do in the offseason? He's the future of their franchise. They committed a top first-round pick to put him in there to make sure he's the future of the franchise, and then they're going to go and destroy him in 14 games.
And they love him, and they love him now.
So you know what? He just summarized everything, what you call scapegoating.
Yeah, but they love this kid now. They love Daniel Jones. If you go anywhere, talk to anybody in that organization, they'll tell you they think they have something special in him, and they're just trying to prevent a situation from being a lose-lose. You are losing games. Eli Manning's 8-23 over the last 2 years. You know, the one game he got benched for Geno. But he's 8-23 and 8-25 right now. I agree. If you were going to do this, once you got rid of Odell and those guys, and you didn't give him the cast around him, you should have gone ahead and made the move in the beginning of the season.
Bingo.
But right now, you say let's stop it from being a lose-lose and try to make it a lose-win. We're going to lose football games, but let's at least get this young man some
experience. It's just the experience, though, that you want him to get right.
But you can get at the end of the season. Right now, if you're doing it after 2 games, you're saying to your team, we have no more chances to win. We're already playing for next year. You don't want to send that message to your team right now, 3rd week of the season.
You don't give that opportunity to a young man without any playmakers. You're throwing him out there and saying, you will change everything. He can't change everything because he is throwing to the same guys Eli Manning has been throwing to. So to blame it all on Eli Manning, here's where blame goes. Eli Manning was picked as a starting quarterback week 1. By whom? Odell Beckham Jr. was traded by whom? All these people that have made the decisions.
You work with, right? Didn't you work with him too?
Dave Gettleman?
Yes, we work together, but at the end of the day, this is not a personal decision about Dave Gettleman. It's more of a question of the organization. Which direction are they going? And I tell you the direction they're going. Like this weather here in Duval, it is going left to right, and it has no direction because it is not stable. And again, I tell you, the roots for the New York Giants are bad. They need to turn that soil up, put some lime down, put some new fertilizer, and go ahead and start all over. And Daniel Jones cannot be an Eli Manning, cannot be the reasons why. It is a root problem with the Giants, not a player problem.
Well, Gardner Minshew pun there. I like
know,
it. Nice
that's
work.
true. It was inevitable that Daniel Jones was going to start at some point, but yes, like we said, it just is curious that they didn't do it at the beginning of the season if they were going to do it this early in the season, week 3. All right, so luckily, though, for Daniel Jones, he's got Saquon Barkley, so I guess that helps a little bit. But he's the kind of back the Titans have in Derrick Henry lately. And Derrick Henry's numbers, I feel like he flies under the radar a little bit. He shocked everyone when he went off against the Jags last year on Thursday Night Football. And since then, he hasn't let up. I know, have you heard? Did you guys see that touchdown? Because we play it all the time. He's sick of seeing it. I'm not. He's first in the league in rushing yards, touchdowns, and he's been dominant since they drafted him to be that back in 2016 lately. So time for On the Field, presented by Expedia. And let's start with Derrick Henry, Joe.
Well, he's been the best running back in the NFL since we saw him on Thursday Night Football in Tennessee last year. And he really complements this team perfectly because he's a big physical back, but he can still hit the home run. Week 1 against the Browns, he took a screen pass almost 75 yards into the end zone. He almost hit 21 miles per hour. So he can still roll fast and he can hit the home run, which is a great fit with a great defense, which is what they have.
Now, this big boy right here, man, let's talk about this. This kid, man, when he first came into the league, I saw him take some runs and look up DBs and look up linebackers and say, come on, come on. And I would love to see him get back to that physicalness. That physicalness. This is Gardner Minshew, your best friend right here. Be able to turn around and hand them that ball off, get everybody sucked in, and then play action with Leonard Fournette. He has to come to play if the Jags have any chance at getting in the win column.
Yeah, and then on the other side of things, you have Marcus Mariota, who we're just waiting to put together a consistent season, because everything with him has been so inconsistent. He has the arm strength, he has the tools, but he doesn't seem to put it all together. He had a chance to win the game last week for them, and he completely mismanaged the situation there at the end. So this offense, it feels like a lot of times they're stuck in purgatory a little bit. And we talked about it a little earlier in our meeting, Joe, and it's just, we see it a lot on the field, and I really want to see a difference tonight.
We know about Jalen Ramsey, but his counterpart, A.J. Bouye, he is a fantastic player. He can shut you down. He can run around you. He can run with you. He can also poke the ball out. He's a crafty veteran who does an extremely great job of doing his job. And he erases, just like Jalen, other people out of the game.
Yep, and then there's the other corner here that we've been talking about a lot. Jalen Ramsey still looking for his first interception of the season. Also looking for a new team. Maybe he'll follow in Deion Sanders' footsteps. Not a bad person to model your career after.
They say I walk like a king, talk like a king. You can act around now, say the same thing. They chasing the fame, they all want the name. But they ain't got what's running through these veins. Make way for the king. Make way for the king. Make way for the king. We are not the same, they ain't got what's running through these veins. Make way for the king.
So after putting up 324 yards passing and 5 touchdowns, you say,
not bad for a running back.
Explain that to me.
Regardless of what people may say, you're going to see, the negative comments and stuff, what people saying. I see it all, so I'm not finna fight against them people. It's going to always be naysayers, doubters. That's the part of the game, going to make people eat their words, and that's my job, to make you eat your words.
I can't wait to see the rest of that interview coming up Sunday, 9 a.m. Eastern, right here on NFL Network. And on to the man right here on your screen. He's arguably the best corner in the league, and this might be the last time we see him in a Jags uniform. It'll be a fascinating 48 hours in the life of Jalen Ramsey. And in celebration of the NFL's 100th anniversary, the NFL's current generation of stars sit down with the legends of the game to break down some of the most memorable plays of all time in the new series, Generations, presented by Genesis. Tonight has a primetime feel as Jalen Ramsey sat down with our own Deion Sanders back in July.
Showtime, primetime.
Man, this is a special moment right here. I'm telling y'all, this is the GOAT of defensive backs. The guy who made me want to play defensive back.
Lawrence has time.
Oh, this is a bait here. That was a bait. Huh?
And his pass is intercepted. Uh-oh.
Okay, they ran the play, then a penalty. So I said, let me back off. I know what's coming.
See how he reads his zone? He sees that zone. Look at that.
But I told them on the plane on the way there, I said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pick off the ball, go down their sideline and look at them fools.
Oh, man, that's what I was going to point out right there.
I said it on the plane. Let's take the picture. Yeah.
This is my house, and this will always be my house.
That game, too.
Yeah.
Goes to the right side. He gets out of bounds. Now they say he stays inbound.
It don't matter where he lands. If I stop his forward momentum, the clock going to keep rolling.
Why you never wear your mouthpiece? I always wanted to do.
I thought that's just straight.
It's just your thing. That's your thing.
2 sleeves and the mouthpiece hanging.
I never wore mouthpiece in my life.
For real?
Never wore mouthpiece. I had to breathe, though.
I'm gonna tell you where it started. It started at Florida State. Everything started at Florida State. It started at Florida State when, the first game when I started at corner. Then the third game I had to move to safety that freshman year. When I had to start communicating all the time, making them calls.
You had to take the thing out.
I had to take it out.
Yeah.
I had to take it out.
See, that's the difference. I ain't communicating that. You ain't doing that.
Aikman drops back to throw. Launches it way down the left side.
Took him deep.
You know what that was? That was actually a stutter go, and I bit.
Bennett's incomplete to Michael Irvin, covered again by Sanders.
But I got the arm in it. He couldn't get that other arm up. And so
half the Cowboy team is on the field claiming pass interference.
To my pass interference, I said, man, you know who I am. All that on me. See what? You couldn't get that hand in there.
Oh, you couldn't get the hand up. And you looking back.
You couldn't get the other hand up.
That is one of the most incredible athletic interceptions I have ever seen.
You broke
talked
on
to you
that
after this game.
Yeah.
And what you remember what you told me?
I remember.
You said, now, you know you're supposed to keep your feet in the game with the pick six.
This play, man, that was huge. Like, that's when you took yourself from amongst a whole lot of other corners and shot at them. Like, that's when everybody said, hey, man, he that dude, dog.
I love that. What a great corner he is, and he wants out of this place. And look, it's pretty safe to assume if the Jags do deal Jalen Ramsey, it won't be in the division, so we'll have to settle for this picture of a young Jalen Ramsey in Titans colors to imagine what that would look like. I'm sure Jags fans are thrilled about that right now. But look, let's get right into it, Joe. What do you think? Should they trade him?
Absolutely not.
Right?
You do not trade a premier player at a premier position in the prime of his career. Cornerback is way too important. He's too good of a player. And the reason he's upset is because he wants to win so bad. This is a guy that you build your team around. You don't trade away in the prime of his career.
You don't trade him away, but also too, he's upset because he's a great player, but yet they are paying other people, and he believes he should get paid top dollar.
Guys that were drafted ahead of him.
Guys that were drafted,
Wentz.
but even guys that they have on the roster right now, they've gotten paid, and he hasn't.
So don't trade him, pay him.
Right.
Simple.
Well, but you're going to have to make sure that somehow, some way, you get on the same page with him. We can't have what we saw on the sideline with the blow up at the head coach and all of those things. I don't say you get rid of that type of talent because it's too far in between to find those kinds of players. This is truly, and it's a great piece to have him sitting down with Deion, because Deion was a true shutdown corner. This kid is a true shutdown corner. A lot of people push it as propaganda and preach that they are, but they're really not. This kid is, and I will talk with this kid and try to make it work where he is staying right where he is.
Really? You're going to talk to him?
Oh, my God. I'm talking about if I'm the Jaguar.
He's talking about if he's the Jaguar.
Well, also, like,
I would talk.
Like what you said, Joe, pay him. Money smooths over a lot of different things. And Irv, maybe you should talk to him. Hey, maybe that'll change things.
Money smooths over, but also empowers. So you have to make sure before you give the money that you're on the same page. All you did was empower more of the stuff you had that you do not need.
Right.
It's important.
We know that he's unhappy because of all the zone that they play, and he prefers a man system. We know that obviously he's unhappy with this contract situation because he pulled up to training camp in a Brinks truck. We'll have more, don't worry, on Jalen Ramsey still to come. But week 3 is just minutes away. All eyes will also be on Gardner Minshew and Marcus Mariota. Plus, who else stars tonight as the rivalry is renewed right here on NFL Network.
Thank you for watching NFL Game Day Kickoff, presented by Expedia. Everything you need to go.
Kickoff in week 3 is just ahead as AFC South rivals battle it out in a division up for grabs. It's all exclusively right here on NFL Network.
Welcome to NFL Game Day Kickoff, presented by Hyundai.
If you guys haven't heard, it's a contract year for Marcus Mariota. His 3rd offense in 3 years. Can he prove he's the long-term answer at quarterback for the Titans? That begins tonight. And is this it for Jalen Ramsey in Jacksonville? He's asked for a trade, but he's playing tonight, looking for his first interception of the season. Welcome in, everybody, to Game Day Kickoff here in Jacksonville, where we will have on and off rain all throughout the game, but it's still going to go on just like the show is going to go on. I'm Colleen Wolfe with Steve Smith Sr.
Hello.
Hello, Joe Thomas.
Howdy.
Hey, and we got Michael Irvin. Okay, here we go. So, listen, let's talk about this Jalen Ramsey situation and how it would maybe impact tonight's game, how that this trade request is going to just kind of change things on the field out here, Steve.
It won't change anything because you still expect still expect Mr. Ramsey to be a shutdown corner. He's out here, he's going to play. To really look at him to say he's going to play differently, I don't believe it.
This is what we would call a welcome distraction. This team has not been playing very well so far. To be able to get a little bit of a distraction, to get people looking over here away from the problems that this team has had in the first couple weeks of the season, I actually think it's probably been a positive. I think it's going to uplift everybody's play, and Jalen Ramsey's going to be on an audition tonight for all 31 other NFL teams, so he might be playing his best football tonight.
And I listened to some of the comments, like Miles Jackson, all the guys that they're talking about. Listen, don't let him go nowhere. We're going to win right here with him. We need him here. But that tells me that this team may rally around this. They may rally around Jalen Ramsey because he is one of the leaders on that defense and play their best football. I know that's what they're hoping in the front office. Hey, let's rally around him and put something great on the field.
Yeah, you have to wonder if maybe they'll play a little differently tonight. Maybe we'll see a little more man from Jalen Ramsey out there. Maybe the coaching staff will change things. Who knows? We'll have answers soon enough, though, everybody, as the Titans and the Jags get set here. There's Gardner Minshew, the man, the myth, the mustache, the Minshew. Everybody, we'll see how he can carry that momentum from Sunday into tonight's game. That's next.
He better play well.
NFL Game Day Kickoff is presented by the first ever Hyundai Palisade.
The Jags thought they had it all figured out with Nick Foles, but it'll be Gardner Minshew again tonight, whose legend continues to grow. So he might be the most interesting man in the NFL right now. We know that he's fashion forward, that's for sure. Wrestling with whales, okay, well, you know, whatever, maybe it's a fish, but he's a multi-sport talent, that's for sure. And obviously, the mustache. He got Mike Leach involved, and he's been clear on this. It's here to stay. Get used to it. He also has some pretty interesting workouts, but we won't show you a graphic on that. So Irv, he took the Jags down the field, and they were 2 points shy of beating the Titans.
They went
right
for
there.
2.
And it just didn't work out. So, but he had that momentum in the fourth quarter in those last 2 drives. So how does he carry it into tonight?
So you feel comfortable knowing he's 77% completion percentage. He has a 111 passer rating. What will I do? I'll let him use that same skill set that he's been using, dropping that ball off, but also his legs. He rushed for 56 yards. His legs tonight. Use Leonard Fournette legs, you use his legs, and you let him move the ball incrementally down the field with a few big shots.
One of the things that everybody keeps talking about this, he keep calling him a legend, the myth, the mustache.
You're not buying it? You're not into it?
Listen, it took them 9 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter to get anything going. I don't know, all of a sudden he's a legend. He's not a legend. I need to get a ball to Leonard Fournette and quit acting like this kid is all of a sudden a superstar. This is his first start. I love what we've seen, but don't start marking him as all of a sudden his captain, because Leonard Fournette has not had 100 yards yet.
In distance travel, though, Steve, he wasn't a high pick, draft pick. In distance travel, you got to give him credit. Comes in,
I give him
late
credit.
draft pick and playing the way he's playing. He's a passer rating. He's 77% completion percentage. You got to give him credit in a tough situation.
I'm giving him credit, but calling him a legend?
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. You got to say that label for people like me. I understand.
You didn't even let me get that. I was going to say,
I appreciate it.
Well, there's a lot of hope. Obviously, the expectations were pretty low when you have a 6th-round rookie quarterback that comes in. So he exceeds expectations, right? There's a lot of hope, but the expectations have just risen. Yeah. And I think that's right now when you look at Marcus Mariota, where they are with him. He came in, number 2 overall pick. He played pretty decent, but then the expectations go up a little bit, right? The team starts having some success, but he doesn't play any better. He hasn't improved throughout the course of his career, so there's still a lot of question marks. Is he a game manager, or is he that guy guy that can take your team all the way to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, he's got to string together more of those games where we see those flashes from him, because it'll be great one week, and then the next week.
Right now, just don't turn the ball over, and he hasn't done that, and that's the best part of it. That means he's playing his best ball, not turning it over.
Yeah, just use Derrick Henry, too. I mean, that's a great thing to do. He was a huge part of the Titans' game plan last year against the Jags. 4 touchdowns in that Thursday night blowout. Will he have similar success tonight? We'll talk about that next. And there is Leonard Fournette on the field. He has to have a big game tonight. Maybe get him out in space if he can't get it done on the ground.
Hand it off to him.
Yeah, exactly, Steve. Who else has to have a big game?
The LaFlippo, Delaney Walker, though. I love what Delaney does right here. Cover 2, you got a tight end that has a PhD in route running. He gives you an indicator step to the left, letting the quarterback know, I'm going to be here. Drop a dime and let him go to work.
Steve, on the other side of the ball, one guy I've got my eye on is Cameron Wake, the 37-year-old pass rusher from the Miami Dolphins.
Do you know him personally?
I know him a little bit. That's why I'm calling him Cameron Wake. I played against him a little bit. Here he is against the Browns. His best thing is his slipperiness. 37 years old and slippery, tough combination. He's going to get into the offensive tackle here. He's going to use what we call a push-pull technique to slingshot himself down and underneath the hands of the offensive tackle. But watch right here the way he runs full speed, and he turns 180 degrees full speed. Comes back downhill to get the sack of Baker Mayfield. 37, playing like 27. He's a special player. Watch for him tonight.
And I'm putting it back on the offensive side. Steve, you played inside. I want to play outside with the young man, A.J. Brown. And I want you to see this, too. Watch this here, because this is a great play here. You understand, when they got motion, they declare the man coverage. This is just man free. And Denzel Ward plays outside, while Denarius Randall, who's supposed to be the free safety playing deep, plays similar or bracket coverage. I don't know where he's going. I do not know how does he play that at the free safety position. Blows my mind. That's a big dude right there, 6'1", almost 230 pounds, runs a 4.4 and runs away from you. Big, physical wide receiver. I can't wait to see him match up with Jalen Ramsey.
It'll be good.
Mad out here today.
Oh, he's going to be playing. Brings us to Who's Winning Tonight, presented by Hyundai. I'm going to go first, and I think Jags are going to be money in the bank tonight, 21-17. Your favorite player, Steve, Gardner Minshew. His legend will continue to grow. He's going to generate big plays early, and he's going to be a star out there tonight.
Well, I'm going to Tennessee Titans, 19-7, because everyone has forgotten Minshew gave up 3 fumbles.
We don't have to talk about that. He's a legend. You can't talk about the legend like that.
He's messing with him.
I got the Tennessee Titans 20-10. They got the formula for success tonight. They're going to run the football. Marcus Mariota being the game manager. A lot of success against the blitz. A lot of success underneath. They're going to hand the ball off to Derrick Henry, and they're going to play great defense.
Please, fellas,
it's going to be interesting because we keep playing that run of 99 yards. Guys on the Jacksonville Jaguars, they're still over there. Their kids will watch them get manhandled by Derrick Henry. Do they step in tonight and say, no more D. Henry? I say, no, they will not. I got Tennessee winning the game 24-20. That's what I'm saying.
No, they will not.
No, they will not.
Well, we'll see who's going to join us on set. Maybe it'll be Minshew Mania out here. Maybe we'll all have mustaches on. Steve, I feel like you'd be really on board for that idea. All right, everybody, we will see you at the half. Awesome show.
Just got the little chin thing going on.
Just moments away with Joe Buck and Hall of Famer Troy Aikman settling in for what is a pivotal matchup in the AFC South. It's exclusively on NFL Network, and it's coming up next.
Thank you for watching NFL Game Day Kickoff, presented by the first ever Hyundai Palisade.